Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're bringing you a complete, absolutely beginner-friendly guide on exactly how to start investing. We are going to completely break down the barriers and show you just how accessible this whole world really is.
I'm really glad we're doing this because I have to admit, my absolute biggest worry, and I know for a fact a lot of people feel this exact same way, is that you need a huge pile of cash just to get your foot in the door. It honestly always feels like a rich person's game.
Right, let's dive straight into that because that right there is the single most common fear keeping people sitting on the sidelines. So, do you need $10,000 to start investing? Absolutely not. No way. That is a total myth, and we're going to bust it wide open today. Oh, and by the way, if you stick around until the end of this explainer, I'm actually going to reveal the specific behavioral mistakes that literally cost beginners thousands of dollars. You definitely do not want to miss that. Ooh, okay, consider me officially hooked. So if the barrier to entry isn't 10 grand, what's the actual magic number we're talking about here? $100, that is exactly what you need to begin.
Wait, seriously? Literally just $100?
But come on, how can such a tiny amount even matter? I feel like I'd just be throwing pennies into the ocean compared to the people who are patiently waiting to save thousands of dollars before they jump in.
And see, that brilliantly illustrates the difference between the myth and the reality. The myth is that you have to sit out waiting to aggressively save thousands of dollars before you jump in. The reality is that starting right now with that $100 is immensely powerful. The secret sauce here is compound interest. It's basically where your money makes money, and then those returns go out and make even more returns. It's like a giant snowball. Let's look at how this builds up over time.
Now, the math behind this is what makes starting today absolutely crucial. If you invest that initial $100 today, and then you just set up a system to add $50 a month at an 8% average return, which, by the way, is roughly the historical return of the U.S. stock market, in 30 years, you will have over $75,000.
Are you kidding me right now?
Over $75,000 from starting with $100 and just adding 50 a month? That completely blows my mind. The time factor really does do all the heavy lifting. Okay, you've completely convinced me on the math. I am fully in. But practically speaking, where do I actually put this money? Like, I can't just hand a crisp $100 bill to my local bank teller, right? Exactly. You definitely don't want this sitting in a standard checking account. You need the right account container to hold your investments so they can grow as efficiently as possible. And the best container for you depends entirely on where in the world you live. So let's break down the best options out there. If you're in the USA, your absolute best container is a Roth IRA, which lets your money grow completely tax-free. You have a $7,000 contribution limit for the year, and the absolute top platforms for this are Fidelity and Vanguard. Okay, I'm literally writing that down right now. Fidelity or Vanguard for the US Roth IRA, keeping that $7,000 limit in mind. Got it. What about our international viewers? Great question. So if you're in Australia, you can use a regular brokerage account or your superannuation, and CommSec is just a fantastic platform to get started over there. And if you're in Canada, you want a TFSA, which stands for Tax-Free Savings Account. It also offers amazing tax-free growth and has a $7,000 limit this year. The best platforms for Canadians are Wealthsimple and Questrade. Awesome. So I pick a platform, the account is open, but what do I actually buy to put inside that container? Do I need to start reading giant corporate financial reports and trying to pick the next Apple or Amazon?
Not at all. Actually, scratch that entirely. You want to buy an ETF. An exchange-traded fund is basically a single basket that holds hundreds or even thousands of different stocks. It gives you instant, beginner-friendly diversification. You don't have to stress about picking individual companies because the ETF just buys a little piece of all of them for you in one go.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is knowing exactly which ETFs to target as a beginner. Here is a super simple shopping list to get you started. For the US market, you can look at VTI, which gives you the entire total US market, or VOO, which tracks the 500 largest US companies. In Australia, VAS tracks the top 300 Australian companies, and in Canada, XEQT is a fantastic global equity option that literally does all the heavy lifting for you. I absolutely love this. Having a concrete, simple shopping list takes all the guesswork and intimidation right out of it. Just VTI, VOO, VAS, or XEQT, depending on where I live. So incredibly easy.
It really is that easy. And another massive reason we love these specific funds, especially Vanguard's VTI or VOO, is because of the incredibly low expense ratio. It's just 0.03%.
Which means the fee they charge me to manage it?
Exactly. It's almost nothing. By paying an ultra-low fee of just 0.03%, you keep the real power of compound interest in your own pocket rather than bleeding it out to some expensive Wall Street fund manager year after year.
Okay, so I've got my account, I've got my super low fee ETF, and I'm ready to buy. But I have to ask the classic beginner question, the scary one. What if I put my money in today and the entire market crashes tomorrow? I think that fear literally paralyzes so many people from ever starting.
It really does, and honestly, it's a completely natural fear. But there is a very simple, time-tested, totally anxiety-reducing strategy to handle exactly that scenario.
The ultimate strategy to beat that fear is called dollar cost averaging. All this means is that you invest a set amount steadily, right, through all the market's ups and downs. By buying regularly, say every single month, your average cost naturally goes down over time. It completely removes the stress of trying to perfectly time the market.
Wait, so I don't even have to look at the financial news? I just buy my $50 a month no matter what the crazy stock charts are doing?
Precisely. You take the human emotion entirely out of the equation. Here are the exact steps to automate this strategy so you never, ever have to worry about it. Step 1, link your bank account to your investing platform. Step 2, set up a $50 a month auto invest. And step 3, ignore it completely. Okay, step 3 is definitely my favorite. Just ignore it? That sounds incredibly freeing. Set it up once and just block out all the day-to-day market noise. It is the ultimate investing hack. Now, remember at the very beginning of this explainer when I promised to reveal the behavioral traps that cost beginners thousands? Well, it's time to pay that off.
Yes, I've been waiting for this part. I want to make absolute sure I don't accidentally destroy my brand new portfolio. You have my complete and undivided attention.
All right, here are the top mistakes you absolutely must avoid. First up, picking individual stocks. It's so tempting, but trust me, stick to your diversified ETFs. Second, checking your portfolio daily. That just leads to emotional panic when the market naturally fluctuates. Third, waiting for the so-called perfect time to invest. The perfect time is simply right now. Fourth, ignoring those tax-advantaged accounts we talked about, like the Roth IRA or TFSA. Please don't give up free tax benefits. And finally, paying high fees above 0.5%. Just don't do it. Got it. So no stock picking, no checking the app every day, no waiting on the sidelines. Always use the tax accounts, and keep those fees well under 0.5%. I am actively taking mental notes to avoid all of these. So, we've completely broken down the math, the specific accounts across different countries, the exact ETFs to buy, and the crucial behavioral mistakes to avoid. Which brings us to our final provocative question for this explainer. Will you let time do the work or let another day pass? Honestly, I feel fully confident right now. I'm going to open my platform, probably Fidelity since I'm in the US, buy VTI and start investing my first $100 today. Literally, no more waiting. That is exactly what we want to hear. The power of compound interest is right there waiting for you. So to everyone watching, will you let time do the work or let another day pass?